Hello everybody, Catboyvan here. Well, I made a promise to the Cobra fan club on DeviantArt that I would do reviews for an event, the new Cobra Civil War event, which will be happening in the IDW series. The first part of the storyline, will be featured in GI Joe Cobra issue 12, the one I hold in my hand. But there's some backstory to go through the main GI Joe story. But due to the fact I'm not as well read as for the GI Joe Origins and the regular GI Joe series that IDW has, but I'm better knowledge with GI Joe Cobra. So I'm gonna mostly, from now on, I'm gonna pretty much talk about the main storyline. But until then, this is the first video that'll be up, and it will be about the backstory that leads up to issue 12 of GI Joe Cobra. We're gonna start with the first issue 0, GI Joe issue 0, all the way to GI Joe Cobra issue 11. Wait. Huh. Weird. Weird. I don't have 11 on me. Oh well, let's talk about it anyway. In issue 0, issue 0 was a 3-part story. It pretty much showed, the first part of the story showed a GI Joe team attacking a freight ship, which was illegally smuggling something. They took down the guards there, and except for one, and the ship exploded. One guy survived, and they talked to him, and Duke answered to Beachhead, who asked, what'd he say? Cobra, which is the only word he could understand him saying. The second part was how Duke became a member, or even considered a member, of GI Joe, which was part of the GI Joe origin storyline. And for Cobra, well, GI Joe Cobra, the first part, has a GI Joe agent known as Chuckles, who has been undercover. For those who are not familiar with the character Chuckles, he is a GI Joe member that usually is active in undercover missions for GI Joe. It's revealed that he's been undercover as a mercenary for a long time, trying to find out this large group. And he's offered a chance to join for a meeting for this group, which is interesting. Well, let's just talk about the main storyline, shall we? The first issue of GI Joe Cobra has Chuckles being interviewed. The interview goes south, then a GI Joe team bursts in. From what I can see, it's Duke, Scarlet, and Roadblock. I can't tell who the other guy is. He's wearing a gas mask. They break in. Chuckles pretends to kill them to impress the interviewer. They escape. It's revealed that Chuckles is actually undercover of GI Joe, working with another GI Joe member known as Jinx. Jinx is a lot different in the IDW series than, well, the Marvel series. At the very end, Chuckles is kidnapped, and he's seemingly impressed them enough to let them join the organization, which of course is Cobra. A lot of this story, if you didn't know this is a GI Joe story, then you would actually be surprised. Without knowing it was actually connected to GI Joe, the first part is a very good spy story. about a undercover U.S. agent trying to infiltrate a underground terrorist group. People only would think it's really silly, mostly the fact that, well, it's GI Joe. Chuckles is, in this story, Chuckles is working for a man known as Mr. X. That's all he seems to know about this guy. Apparently when he is going with the interviewer to do something, they get attacked by a bunch of armed thugs, and the interviewer is killed, but Chuckles survives. Apparently impresses Mr. X, and Mr. X invites him to a party. This is the first time we see the official troopers of this division. It's revealed later what the division is, but I'm not going to spoil that just yet. Note, this is going to be a multi-part backstory review. And pretty much he meets this woman at this party. I don't remember her name at the second. It'll come up later. Mr. X asks Chuckles to blow up a bank in the old one of the old Soviet republics, Kazakhstan, I think. Blows it up, and apparently him and whatever the female's name is, I don't remember her name. It's probably here somewhere. Let me look. Erica Le Trien. French, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense later. Pretty much, and Chuckles is doing more jobs for Cobra. Kidnapping, there's explosion plot. And apparently Mr. X sends him to the nation of Debbie. Never heard of it. But apparently there's other terrorist groups fighting against Cobra. And apparently Chuckles wants to get even deeper, but his cover is almost blown when Jinx is kidnapped and captured. And Chuckles has to make the heartbreaking decision of, well, of course, killing her to keep his cover. Also, a little side point, Chuckles and Jinx were in a relationship in the storyline. Also, Chuckles wants to get even deeper within Cobra. So he works with a computer nerd, this guy, he comes up later, working on one of Cobra's new projects. I'll get to that in a second. Also, this is the first time it's revealed what these guys are divisions of. This is the new This is the IDW version of the Crimson Guard. Trying for a more realistic approach, but yet still keep the idea of being elite. And this is our first version we'll see of the bat prototypes. Yes, the bats appear in this too. But they're only in a prototype form so far. Which, according to them, apparently don't work at all. They just kill each other. And this, Chuckles finally snaps and pretty much starts shooting at Mr. X and holding him hostage. All side point is that everybody keeps answering to this one guy in this one room, which is said to be the commander of the organization. Which, a fan would think, Cobra Commander? He's really there? Finally, we're gonna see what Cobra Commander actually looks like? And it's revealed to be, dun dun dun, Mr. X. And Mr. X? Wait. Oh, I get it. As a fan, I understand it. It's revealed that Mr. X is two people. Or in truth, Tomax and Xamot, aka the Crimson Twins. The leaders of Cobra's Crimson Guard division. At this plot point, Chuckles blows up 2 bases, but apparently it's revealed that the Crimson Guard is just a small faction of this large organization, which of course we all know is Cobra. And it's revealed that the Crimson Guard knew that Chuckles was actually an undercover GI Joe agent the entire time. And this is also how IDW explains Xamot's scar. Chuckles actually shoots him in the face, causing the scar. Also, it's been taken out that Tomax and Xamot feel each other's pain. Well, more realistic, I guess. And the entire Cobra Crimson Guard base seems to be destroyed, and that's how Part 1 truly ends. The next issue is a special about Tomax and Xamot, which is done in an interesting style. It's done reversed. One part is Tomax's story, which he's all for working for the Cobra organization. He's for it. He's very military prowess. It also explains the backstory of the Crimson Guard, originally being French Foreign Legion members and supporters of revolutionaries all over the world, until eventually they founded extensive enterprises and formed the Crimson Guard, which is revealed at the very end to have become part of Cobra. Apparently, I have no idea who is that person who tattooed the Cobra symbol on their arm. But anyway, their story is reversed. Every picture you see for Tomax is on Xamot's, except it's different according to Xamot's situations. For Xamot, he hates it. Xamot truly hates working for Cobra. And the technically beginning/end of his storyline, he shaves his head. And then the rest is just art for the first select collection. It's mostly just art for the other covers. They're actually very nice. There's 2 different art styles for them. And then it shows the redesign of the Crimson Guard. The new Crimson Guard outfit with the old head, with the completely new version of the Crimson Guard. Apparently the Crimson Guard helmets act more like gas masks. I don't understand the cape though, but whatever. And it also shows the design for Xamot's story. I guess besides backstory, I'm also reviewing Volume 1 of GI Joe Cobra, because that took a long time to do. I would get into Part 2 of the storyline, but I'm running out of time. I'll just do it in a separate video, I guess. Yeah, stay tuned for Part 2 of the GI Joe Cobra backstory, where I review the other parts of GI Joe Cobra. See you guys then. See you next video.